The artist Paul Klee famously said that a line is nothing more than a dot that goes for a walk. And that is just, a dot is the basis for a line. A line is the basis for a shape. And a shape is the basis for many things that we draw. For instance, an oval is the beginning of a body for some sort of an animal maybe, okay? And a continuous line drawing is what we're going to be thinking about today. A continuous line drawing is an exercise that many artists use in order for them to get their creative juices going. It's something that where they have to sit quietly and think about what they're going to put on their paper and how all of that is going to work together. And a continuous line drawing is just that. It's one single line that where you can never pick up your pencil. It never ends. So you never have anything on your paper that's sitting on its own or by itself. Now Pablo Picasso, we all know Pablo Picasso. He famously did many continuous line drawings, and some of them have been sold for as regular art. And here are some examples of that. Your drawing today doesn't have to be complicated, but it does need to be done using one line. And I want you to start with something that's maybe a little more abstract, or especially if you're maybe on the younger side, right? And by abstract, it means that, as we all know, that it is a piece of art that is more about a feeling or maybe just about color, okay? So for me, when I was young, I didn't like to color in a color book. This is the way that I enjoyed coloring. And I would just do one long continuous line, just building space. And then we're going to finish that space. Now you can see that I never picked up my pencil. And I've left all kinds of space here for you to work with. And this is very abstract. Now you might end up coloring that, which I think is kind of fun. This is what I did. You can take your markers or color pencil or whatever you might have. Maybe you have oil pastels or what have you, and you can do something like this where you fill in all of the colored spaces. Maybe you just want to do 3 colors, just primary colors. Maybe you want to use, like I did, all the colors of the rainbow or whatever was in my marker box. Now after you're done with this, maybe you want to start with, you want to think about something a little bit more complicated. Oops, there's my line drawing. How about doing a flower? A flower could be done very simply using one line. You could obviously start with a circle or whatever the center of your flower is. Then you're going to add your petals. And I can do, without picking up my pencil, I can add other petals without picking up my pencil. And what if I want to put something in the center? I can keep going with this until it becomes something that's really nice and complicated. I'm just going to do, I don't know why, but this just kind of sounds interesting right now, for some texture. Can you do that inside the center petals? Of course. You can go back. Did you see I kind of cheated a little bit and I went back over a line so I didn't have to pick up my pencil? That works really well too. I have a really nice flower there, and it's one continuous line. Now the other thing you can do, and this is what we're kind of working towards, this is one of your challenges, is do something that lives under the sea, under the ocean, like a fish. And I like this project because it makes us think about maybe the fishing line. That's what caught your fish. And maybe, let's see, I'm going to just do an everyday fish, but think about what other things that you can do. You could do a shark, you could do a whale, you could think about a dolphin. Some of this is planning ahead, so you have to have in your mind a picture of what you want your fish to be. I'm just going to do something that is fairly basic. and I need to have the body of the fish, which is an oval, and I'm going to go up on top of the body a little bit, again cheating with my pencil, and I'm going to give my fish a fin. While I'm here, he needs a tail, and I'm going to come down around and give him a bottom fin. Now I'm in the perfect place to put his mouth, and my animals always have smiles. Oh, and maybe you want to add some teeth. Okay, and I'm going to come back around again and up to where his eye might be. And it's okay if it's kind of looped down from the top. That still looks fine. I'm going to pick my pencil up for just a minute. We've got a basic fish. But, you know, I don't like just basic things. Let's do something, let's decorate him a little bit or make him a little fancier. So you can put layers in his fin, and we could do some kind of a pattern or design in his tail. Same thing down here. I'm going to do a little bit more, one more layer of that fin, and I'm going to come around and do some sort of a pattern in his body, okay? Now, can I do this for my pattern work? No, because you see how it's sitting by itself? I need to figure out how to do that as a chain. And I'm going to come around, and does it all have to be hearts? No, it doesn't have to be hearts, but it can't sit by itself. And, oh, I'm going to do a diamond shape to end it. Okay, come back around here, just another little pattern here, come down, and I think he's looking pretty good, so I'm going to stop there. Again, you can color this however you want to color this. Normally in class, what do you think I'm going to say for you to do? You want to trace around all of your pencil marks in Sharpie. Now, if you don't have a Sharpie or any kind of a black marker, you can use whatever you want, or you can just leave it without a tracing. Of course, you can pick up your marker. You've already done your continuous line, so that's okay. And then color it in as well. Now, for those of you that are a little older, you guys maybe remember we did an exercise. If you've been in 4th or 5th grade with me, you remember this exercise right here. We did our faces with one continuous line. That's another challenge for you. And you remember, nothing can sit by itself. We talked about adding pattern and in the inside with lines and values. I can get more into that maybe later if people are interested in that, and I'm more than happy to do that. But I think it's always fun to, if you want to do a face, you're going to want to start out with a circle. You're going to want to come up and do some sort of an ear. You need to come around and do a mouth, excuse me, do your mouth. These are kind of fun. They turn out kind of interesting when you're done, because sometimes they look a little silly, but that's half the fun of it. The first one I ever did, I looked like a poodle, and it was pretty silly. Don't forget about hair. Don't forget, you don't want to have a floating head. When you're all done with everything, you're going to come around using that line that you're going to just trace back over again, and you can do some sort of a neck and come back around here and do a neck, and then dress yourself, of course, and however that works, okay? He needs a nose, obviously. Let's see, I'm going to do something like this, and then we've got a nice nose. But everything has to be connected, okay? Maybe you want to do a starfish. Maybe you want to do an octopus. Maybe you want to do, gosh, I don't know. The sky's the limit here, but just everything has to be one continuous line. I can't wait to see what you do. Please post it and show me pictures. If you have any comments or questions, put them down in the comments area, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Take care. I'll see you next time.